Hello everyone, Bird Lady here, coming to you guys with a quick video. And in this video here, I know those of you who follow me, you did do the poll and say that you wanted the next video to be a parrot video, but being the state that our country is in right now, I really think that this is a more important video and a more helpful video to do. I do have my parrots in my shorts, so make sure you check out the shorts so you can see my parrots, but I will be doing a parrot video. And if you do own parrots, this video is for you because we have to grow food for our sweet feather babies. So without any further ado, in this video here, I want to talk about how we can beat inflation by gardening. So I want to give you 6 easy vegetables that you can grow in your home, outside of your home, in a pot, in the ground. Anyone can grow these vegetables regardless of what your living situation is. You can grow these 6 easy vegetables. So let's jump right into it. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If this is not your first time, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that you do decide to join the family and stay by hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and of course ringing that bell. So I just want to let you know that this is not just a gardening channel, but I talk about all types of things. But this is going to be, I am going to do a lot of gardening videos. I usually try to do them outside so you can actually see the garden as well, but I think it's like almost midnight here, and plus it's storming, so I couldn't do the video earlier today because the storm came. So, and I really want to get this out tomorrow, or technically today now. I guess since it's midnight, I guess it's technically today now, but I do want you to make sure I will have gardening videos that I've done in the past and that I will also continue to do in the future. They all will be in one playlist, really neat for you, so that you can go find them. So make sure that you check out the playlist. I will have a link in the cards above or either in the description box below. If you are here for the gardening video, subscribe. I don't want you to miss out on those videos because they're going to be really educational. It's going to be really informative. So we're in this together, guys. We've got to help each other out. But if my camera keeps going in and out, you see me looking up and down, it's because I'm looking at my MacBook to try to make sure I'm still in focus, because those of you who have been following me for a while, you can tell that I have a new setup. I moved my office / my recording space from downstairs to upstairs, and I'm still trying to figure out the lighting here. And usually I have the blinds open and you get a lot of natural light, and it's, like I said, about midnight, so I don't have the natural light coming in, but I do have my other lights up, and I just need to work on it. So bear with me during this video. I just wanted to really get this video out because it's really important. A lot of people have been commenting on my past gardening videos about when I was going to be posting more gardening videos. I've had people in my family, friends asking me about gardening because a lot of people are trying to beat this inflation. As you can tell, like, we're all feeling it regardless of who we are, rich, average, middle class, whoever we are, we're all feeling this inflation. And it just didn't happen this year. You know, we started feeling it 2019, 2020 with the pandemic. And once the pandemic, not that it was over, but when things started to open back up, you know, we really thought like, oh, we got a breath of fresh air. But then, you know, you have the thing that happened in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia, and that affected the fuel. So when it comes to affecting the fuel, what do you think gardeners put in their tractors? What do you think the suppliers put in their trucks to be able to get this food and this produce from place to place to place? So they're feeling like the cost of fertilizer has gone up, even at Home Depot or, you know, your local farm store, farm supply store, wherever you go. The cost of fertilizer has gone up. The cost of gardening material has gone up. It's hard to find some gardening material. Like, I tried to find some tomato posts one day, and I went to Lowe's, Home Depot, and I was able to find them at my local gardening store. So it's a lot of things that's going on right now, and we're really getting affected by it. And before it's too bad, gets too bad, just go ahead and start now. Now, just to let you know, you're gonna have to work, and you're gonna have patience if you're going to do this. It's something that's not gonna happen overnight. I know it's very convenient to just go to the store and grab a cucumber if you want a cucumber, or grab, you know, whatever vegetable you want. You can still do that until you get your garden going. So in the long run, this is going to be more cost effective for you. There are so many different benefits to having a garden, health benefits wise, you can kind of control what goes into it, from fertilizer to pesticides, from organic, whatever. You control what goes into your food, which goes into your body, your parrot's body, your pet's body, whatever. So there are so many benefits to it, and it's so much more cost effective. It doesn't seem like it when you're first starting out, but trust me, it is a lot more cost effective and it's a lot healthier. So jumping into these 6 vegetables, I've been rambling for a while, but jumping into these 6 vegetables that are really easy to grow, regardless of what your living situation is, regardless of what your living space is. The first one that I want to say will be herbs. I'm not a big herb person, but they are good, especially when you're trying to can and preserve things. Herbs are really good. And the really good thing about herbs is you can just sit herbs in your windowsill in your kitchen and just let them grow. My favorite herbs that I grow, I probably keep it down to about 4 or 5. It's gonna be basil, dill, chives, and onion as far as vegetable garden. I do have like mint, pineapple, sage, and bee balm that I use in my pollinator garden. So, but as far as cooking goes and what I consume, that's only, and every now and then I put some mint. I go out there and get some mint or some lemon balm to put in my water or whatever. So along with herbs, we're gonna jump right into the next one, which will be tomatoes. Tomatoes are super easy to grow. I've grown tomatoes inside of my apartment one time. You can grow them in containers, especially if you get a determinate tomato, and I'll do a separate video on interminate versus determinate, but it's just to give you a quick overview of it. Is a terminate tomato is more like your Roma tomatoes, who really like produce prolifically all at one time, and indeterminate, they produce throughout the growing season. The more that you pick, the more that you're gonna grow. And so I really like, when I'm canning, like I like to grow Roma tomatoes because they're really good with tomato paste, marinara, salsa, and pasta sauce. I don't know if you've gone to the store and bought pasta sauce. I buy Rayo's pasta sauce, and it's for a 24-ounce can of Rayo's pasta sauce. I'm gonna pay $10 or more for it, and which is worth it because all the ingredients there, I can pronounce all the ingredients there, and it's all natural ingredients. So I love Rayo's, no sugar added, anything like that. But I like making my own. If I ever come to the point where I run out of my own, then I will get Rayo's. But it's very cost effective to make your own, because I may pay $10 for a can of Rayo's pasta sauce when I only pay $1.50 for my tomato seeds. Or I may pay, if I want to get a tomato plant, because you can do plants as well. I prefer seeds, but sometimes if I get a late start, like this year I got a late start in the garden, so I ended up actually buying some plants. I did some seeds that I started indoors, and I bought some plants. So the plants are like $3 a plant, $2.50, $3 a plant, depending on where you're getting. It's still, that plant is still not costing what Rayo's is costing. Now I want to put this out here: if you do get any kind of government assistance, food stamps or anything like that, you can buy seeds, vegetable seeds, and vegetable plants, herbs, vegetable plants, because that's still food. You can actually use that with government assistance. So just to throw it out there, let you know that you can do that. And I bet you that's probably your first time hearing that, because a lot of people don't talk about it. If you get food stamps and things like that, you can use food stamps to buy vegetables and herbs and seeds to grow your own food. So yeah. So tomatoes are really good for growing in containers. I'm focusing on containers because I know a lot of people don't have like the space to grow, you know, tomatoes or whatever, to grow vegetables or whatever. So I'm catering this. I want to kind of let you know that you can still do it if you think you can. But like the determinate kind, like Roma tomatoes are really good to grow in containers. And one of the good things about seed packets is, on seed packets it will have on there container variety. So if it's a plant, any of these plants that I have on this list, they're gonna have, if you grow by seed, they're gonna have on that seed package container variety. The next one that going into it will be peppers. Peppers, really easy. I want to say peppers, for the most part, they can be a set it and forget it. You just have to kind of really stay on them, because there are some pests, some worms that really like to burrow inside of your pepper plant. So once they start producing the plants, I like to keep mine sprayed with BT. If you don't know what BT is, I have a video in the cards up above or in the description box below, explaining to you what BT is. But yeah, peppers, they do really, really well in containers. With one thing with the peppers and tomatoes, you do want to stake them, and it's really easy to do that. Just get a stake or a tomato cage, and that'll keep them, because they can sometimes fall over because they get so tall and they get so heavy. But peppers, that goes into also preserving and canning. Like I made, like with peppers, I make a lot of pepper sauce. This year I am growing the hottest pepper in the world, which is the Carolina Reaper. I'm growing the Carolina Reaper peppers because I am going to be making hot sauce this year. And also it's going to be, I don't like hot stuff, I'm doing this for my husband. Also, I'm going to be making a lot of salsa as well. So with the pasta sauce, the salsa, all that is going to be, you can can that, you can preserve it. So because peppers, they're also really prolific. You can have one pepper plant and you're like, oh my god, I cannot give enough of these away. So a way that you can do it, you can give, of course, give some of them away, but you can also preserve it by making things like pasta, hot sauce, pepper sauce, you know, things of that sort. So that's a way that you can preserve those as well. Number 4, and I know a lot of people do not know this, but cucumbers. You can actually grow cucumbers in containers. Again, look for the bush container variety. If you're getting seeds, the seeds are going to have container variety on there. If you're getting plants, the plants are going to say bush. And cucumbers, if you know anything about cucumbers, they vine out into, and for those of you who are growing them outside and want the traditional vining cucumbers, you can grow them up on a trellis or arch. I'll put a picture of how I do mine to just give you an idea, or up on a fence so that they won't sprawl on the ground. That'll save you a lot more space. What you can do with cucumbers, you can also preserve them. Last year I did, was it last year? Yeah, I think it was last year. Last year I did pickles for the first time. And when I say they were so delicious, like I was eating them 6 months later and they were so crunchy. They were so good. And the things that I'm talking about, if you want to see me do videos on how to preserve and can this stuff, let me know. I will do some videos just showing you how to do them. The 5th one that I will have to talk about is going to be beans or peas. Same thing with the cucumbers. Get the bush variety of beans and peas, because the bush peas and beans, they do the same thing. A lot of them can, like, especially if you have pole beans, they can actually vine out. You can still grow pole beans in containers, but you will need to have like something for them to grow on, like a trellis, or put the container next to a fence and let it grow up that fence. So with beans, if you're doing containers, or if you're not doing containers, if you're just trying to save space, get the bush type beans versus the pole beans. And a good way to do beans is, I like to, when I preserve mine, I like to freeze them. I still have beans in the freezer that I'm eating on that I grew last summer, and they are just as crisp. I blanch them and then I just freeze them. There are some that you can, I like my lima beans or butter beans. I actually like to can those instead. So again, if you want to see how I do this, let me know and I'll do some videos on that for you guys. So beans. I was more than anything beans, because beans have the nutritional value of beans. They have a lot of protein. You know, look at the calories on them. So the beans are just, especially with me and my new lifestyle and me having to intake a lot of protein, I eat beans maybe 2 or 3 times a day. So it's coming into, those beans are really coming into handy now. So yeah. So the last one that I want to talk about is salad greens and leafy greens. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but you can grow lettuce in the summertime. You can. There are some lettuces that are slow bolt and heat tolerant lettuces. I have to order these online. I have not been able to find them locally, the seeds locally, and usually you're not going to find a plant that is slow bolt or heat tolerant. So you will have to, what I do is, if I don't have heat tolerant kind, or if I just want to get some plants or something like that, I would grow them under my really tall plants. I would grow them like under my tomatoes, and the tomato would kind of shade out the sun, and it will allow me to be able to grow my greens in the hot summertime without them getting burnt by the sun or them going bolting. One thing I will warn about is when it is really hot, it can change the taste of your salad greens. It can actually cause them to be a little bit bitter. Same thing with your leafy greens like collard greens. I don't like growing them in the summer because as they would do just fine in the summer, I don't have to worry about the pests in the fall and in the winter, and in the winter. Plus they are a lot more tender. They can be a little tough in the summertime. Mustard greens, lacinato kale, I recommend everybody grow lacinato kale. You can, all these leafy greens that I'm naming, you can grow in containers, of course. I recommend like the 20 anywhere between, like, depending on what you're growing, anywhere between a 10 gallon to a 30 gallon, so you'll be able to move it if you need to. They are like 150 gallon, but usually if you put them there, they're gonna have to stay there because that's a lot of soil, and you're not just gonna be able to move those. But I'll do another video on container gardening. I know I keep jumping from topic to topic, but I really don't have a lot of notes, so you know how you guys know how I am. But I do recommend just growing, if you want kale all year round, growing lacinato, or they also call it dinosaur kale. It does well. It tastes good. The taste does not change. Fall, it is a little bit more tender in the fall, but it really is not really a huge difference, and it's slow to bolt. It doesn't, the sun does not affect it. From my experience, the sun has not affected it. Mustard greens, they are another good one to grow in the summertime, but I know a lot of people just want like mostly salad greens. Like I said, it can be done, and it can be done in containers, but I would recommend just going online, buying seeds, the heat tolerant and the slow bolt seeds, so you can still grow them in the summertime. Well, that is pretty much it. I'm sorry guys, I was kind of like all over the place. I really didn't have too many notes for this video. I just wrote down like 6 plants, and I really didn't have any major notes for this video, so I'm sorry if I was somewhere everywhere, but I hope this helps someone out. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any videos that you want me to do, if you have any plant species that you want me to do, like a species centered video, I will be more than happy to do that for you guys. And I just want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and if this video helped you out, please like and share it, because that is a free way that you can help the channel out. Thank you so much guys for watching, and as usual, toodaloo, bye bye.